Don't focus on the visuals and editing. Focus on what you hear. This channel is for serious learners, not passive entertainment seekers. If you focus, you will gain the one thing 98% of people will never have: a clear understanding of how money truly works. And today's lesson is one history screams from the rooftops. Money can spin the world into madness. We'll see how entire nations have been fooled by promises of easy wealth, why even the most rational minds are blinded by greed, and why the same financial traps repeat for centuries, always leaving ordinary people ruined. They say money makes the world go round, but history shows us something darker. Imagine people selling their homes just to buy a single flower bulb. Imagine fortunes rising and collapsing in a single day, not because of war or invention, but because of collective hysteria over the price of something that had no intrinsic value. From tulips in 17th century Holland to digital images of apes in the 21st century, economic bubbles reveal the most dangerous truth in financial history. When greed takes over, reason disappears. And every time the crowd insists, this time it's different. But it never is. A bubble always begins with a promise. The promise of quick riches, easy financial freedom, and an escape from the grind of ordinary life. In the early stages, it feels rational. Prices rise because demand rises, and early investors feel smart, visionary, ahead of the curve. But soon, momentum builds. More buyers rush in, afraid of missing out. The object being traded becomes secondary. What matters is the belief that someone else will pay more tomorrow. At its heart, a bubble isn't about real wealth. It's about the illusion of wealth. And illusions, by definition, must shatter. The most famous case is the Dutch tulip mania of the 1630s. In a wealthy, speculative society, exotic tulip bulbs transformed from luxury goods into financial instruments. At the peak, a single rare bulb could reportedly sell for the price of a house. But in the winter of 1637, the buyers vanished. Confidence cracked, and prices collapsed almost overnight, wiping out fortunes. The lesson was timeless. When the price of an asset detaches from its utility and is sustained only by speculation, the crash is inevitable. 2 centuries later, the same pattern played out in Britain with the South Sea bubble. The South Sea Company was granted a monopoly on trade with Spanish South America, a promise of enormous riches from gold and silver. As investor excitement soared, stock prices rose almost tenfold in less than a year. But the company's trade prospects were largely imaginary. When reality collided with hype, the share price collapsed, taking down thousands of investors. Sir Isaac Newton, the genius who unlocked the laws of motion, famously lost a fortune. He remarked, "I can calculate the motions of heavenly bodies, but not the madness of people." The Roaring Twenties in the United States became the ultimate demonstration of a bubble fueled by easy credit and mass psychology. Ordinary Americans, convinced they could achieve financial freedom, bought stocks on margin, borrowing most of the money. The crash of 1929 proved that bubbles don't just hurt speculators, they can destroy economies and rewrite history. More recently, we saw it with the dot-com bubble, where internet companies with no profits were valued at billions, and with the housing bubble of the 2000s, where the illusion of stability nearly collapsed the global financial system. What do all these bubbles, tulips, South Sea, dot-coms, housing, crypto, have in common? The human element, greed, fear of missing out, and the desire for financial freedom without work. And the structural element, bubbles expand when financial systems allow easy credit and when elites promote hype for their own gain. The warning signs are always the same. Prices rise faster than fundamentals, credit expands, and experts insist that this time the old rules don't apply. So what does this mean for you? Economic history is financial education, written in blood. The lesson of every bubble is that speculation without discipline is fatal. If you want real wealth, you cannot rely on catching the next bubble. You must focus on fundamentals, assets with real utility, investments that produce cash flow, and decisions rooted in reality rather than hype. Most people are trapped in a financial system they don't understand, a system designed to benefit elites and keep the majority dependent. History shows us that illusions are fast, intoxicating, and fatal. Real wealth is slow, steady, and grounded in reality. The next bubble is already forming. The only question is whether you'll be crushed by it or prepared for it. If this gave you a new perspective, hit subscribe. History has the answers. I'll show you where to look.